Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the live stream. The talk today is called You gave your power away. Here's how you can get it back. Yeah. So before we start, I'm just going to give a disclaimer that non-duality is not therapy, and can be therapeutic. But it's actually about going beyond the person. So if there is a wanting to improve your story or your life, or there's trauma there, then I really recommend to seek out some sort of therapist, a somatic therapist or body worker, talk therapy. Yeah, there's so many different types of therapy that you could do. On my reference page, there is a section with therapists who also know about non-duality. There's a problem with my sound in every sentence. Okay. And do other people hear that? So, yeah, Ramona's saying that there is a problem with my sound in every sentence. For me, it is okay. No problem. Then it's me. Good for me. Yeah, thanks everyone for checking. I can also check as well. Except I'm not talking. Okay, yeah, it's not for me either. But thank you so much for saying, Ramona. I really appreciate it because, it's such a shame when I do a whole talk and there's a technical issue. And so I really appreciate you reaching out. Even though it was you, you can't tell. So, or even though it looks like it's you. Yeah, so if anyone else in the future hears issues with my sound, please say, because it could like ruin the whole talk. Yeah. So basically, just a warning, non-duality is really extreme. It's talking about going beyond you. It's such an extreme message. And yeah, I just wish everyone really well. And, if there's cracks in the foundation, in the person, then you can put filler in there, meaning that you can make the human life more comfortable. It won't stop going beyond the person. Yeah. Okay. So the title is You Have Given Your Power Away. Here's how you can get it back. So you have given your power away. Here is how you can get it back. So from a non-dual perspective, this is the way you've given away your power. In most societies, it would be about something to do with money or behavior or social interactions, the way you interact with people. But in non-duality, you give your power away as soon as there is belief or this energetic contraction that you are an illusion. That you are someone or something moving in time. And we could then say, yeah, but who would give away their power? If everything's that, then who would give away their power? And yeah, that's a crack in the foundation of the title. Who would give away their power? But if we didn't take the words too literally, we could look at it from the perspective, as soon as there is a belief that you are something in time, you're bound by pain and pleasure. And this is, in a way, where power is given away, because it makes you a beggar suddenly. You're begging for pleasure and trying to avoid pain. So, like, the all-powerful way of being is to be in yourself all time. And what in yourself means is to be at home. To be at home. To be at home. So let's go deeper into that. So in childhood, very early childhood, there is identification with a body-mind mechanism. Before that, there's this pure beingness, this awake presence that doesn't belong to anybody or anything. It's just there, awake, aware of itself. And then, at some age, the baby or the toddler begins to identify with the body. So before identifying with the body, the baby was everything. It didn't know it was its hand. It didn't know the mother was different or the room was different. There was simply everything. And perception was everything. There wasn't a consciousness inside the body. There was perception, which was all things, or pure awareness, which is all things. Just as a side note to regular viewers that have watched me for many years, I've given up my way of saying consciousness, like big consciousness and personal awareness, and I've given into the way Nisargadatta Maharaj and Ramana sort of speaks about it. And they use awareness as the ultimate and consciousness as the personal awareness. So just know that I've switched. I've just given up trying to stick to mine. I teach the book currently. We do study groups on the book every week, twice a week, and I just can't fight it off anymore. Like when you're studying a book, it says the opposite way around from you, the words the opposite way around, you just eventually fall into that. So yeah, if you're newcomers, you don't know what I'm talking about, but if you've listened a long time, I have swapped over to Nisargadatta and sort of Ramana. Ramana talks about it a little bit in this way. So anyway, the baby was just pure awareness, and that awareness wasn't separate from anything. It was everything. So the baby wasn't aware inside the head. The baby wasn't aware of something. The awareness was all. And that awareness was totally empty. It was owned by nothing. And it was full of everything. So it was full of all things. And then at some age, the baby began to develop something called personal consciousness. Personal consciousness. And there was already some form of personal consciousness in the baby when the body was born, and it sort of grew and grew. And then the personal consciousness became identified. And what that means is the baby began to feel like it was the body. And it felt like it was someone. Whereas before that, and maybe you can remember that, it wasn't anything. It wasn't anything. It just was. And then at some point, there was a personal consciousness that formed, and it felt like it existed. That something and someone existed. And that's really profound. Because if that's something that formed and grew, it's not who you originally were. Like it's something that comes and goes. That's really like phenomenal to question this. And then that personal consciousness grew. It began to fill itself up with things. So the first one is, I am the body. The next one is, I am Tarzan. We'll say the name of the baby is Tarzan. I am Tarzan. I am a good boy. I am a boy. I like blue. I am strong. And prior to that, the baby was awake, but it didn't know what it was. It wasn't anything. It was free. It was every possibility. But as soon as it began to have this personal consciousness and identify with the personal consciousness, and the personal consciousness began to get filled up with who it believes itself to be. And then the most important idea of all comes along. So I am Tarzan, and I have to make myself happy. I have to make myself safe. Life is my responsibility. And then this endless game starts of Tarzan trying to make himself happy and safe and feel good and feel loved. You could call this the seeking of pleasure. And then they're trying to avoid pain, feeling unloved, feeling bad, feeling shamed, feeling not good enough, feeling afraid and scared. And Tarzan's whole story of himself becomes based on this premise of seeking. In Buddhism, they call it craving. And identity gets made up of that, of seeking. You might not think it because you might feel like you're a special individual that is above that. But it's just a practicality. Like if you look at it, so Tarzan, say the first day Tarzan goes to school, the pleasure game might be to be better than all the kids. Now he's not going to run around and say, I want to be better than all the kids. There's just going to be a movement to be better than all the kids. And the reason that he wants to do that is to make himself feel safe, to make him feel good, to make himself feel important, that he belongs. But he's not conscious of all of that. He's just got this momentum that's seeking to be better than all the kids. So he tries to do everything the teacher says really to the T, really correctly. He maybe tries to be kind to all the other kids, help all the other kids. Maybe tries to win all the games and break time, really pays attention, tries to colour in better than the other kids, write better than the other kids. And he doesn't know that he's doing that. And that will also create excitement in him and adrenaline in him. And maybe he'll be successful, so the other kids will think he is very capable. And suddenly a character will be formed out of that seeking. So he'll be very capable. People will go and ask him for help. He might be likable. He might be the teacher's pet. He might be very, what's that word, when you when you cooperative. He might be very cooperative. So he becomes popular. And that is how the seeking makes the personality. So maybe you get another kid that sees safety as being bad and being scary and bullying the other kids. And then that kid creates an identity of that. He becomes the bully, he becomes disruptive, the class clown. And we all think that this is personalities. This is who we are. That is who that little boy is, Tarzan is. But that's not who he is, because he was something before that. That's the colour, the dressing that comes on top, the clothes. And this game in the beginning, it can feel exciting. So this can be very exciting for Tarzan. He doesn't know it. But like anything, it comes with its opposite. It will come with stress for Tarzan because he's always trying to be good. He has to live up to this image. And he feels immense shame and fear when he's bad. So then it's like he's running from his shadow. He's running from that which he's trying to reject, which is badness, not good enough. Being unloved, being unliked, and trying to be perfect, trying to be good. And he's running in this. And as a young child, that's maybe not so heavy. But as you do that for 10 years, it gets more and more heavy, that game. So as you begin to go into teenage years, there begins to be more and more suffering. And it won't just be that game he'll be playing many more games as well. But then after 20 years, it'll be even more heavy, be even more stressful to hold up, put more stress on the body, made the body go out of balance, because it's stressful, because it's not natural. So it overuses the body's hormone and nervous system begins to get disrupted. But he's only 20, so there's still some sort of okayness with it. But then 30 and he begins to get married and have kids and others become dependent on him. And then it's like the body's getting older, so it's harder to keep up. But it's becoming more important. He has to be even more better now that he's a father, maybe. And then he gets into his 40s and then his body is now actively in decline. And he's still looking after the family, working full-time maybe, having to run a household. And the body is really getting pooped from so much effort of always trying to be good, of always trying to get life right, of always trying to live up to this identity. The thoughts begin to get out of control, or maybe they've been out of control a long time, because it's never been thought about that the thoughts can get out of control. So they've just been allowed to run wild. So they run on this game of trying to be perfect. And they create so much shameful thinking, so much fear, worry, anxiety, panic, disassociation. And 50s and 60s, the body gets more and more tight. That movement is really clamped into the body now. That automatic responses. More than likely doesn't feel joy or good anymore. It doesn't feel exciting, it's just stressful. So maybe there's a lot of drinking, a lot of dissociation, maybe a lot of porn. Anything to just take the edge off. Maybe there's medication. And that's the human trajectory, if I say that word right. And it happens in all different varieties, and we call that seeking pattern personality and who someone is. Oh, Tarzan, He always is helpful. He's such a nice guy, always helping people. No, he's stressed as fuck because he's always helping people. He's stressed out. That's not personality. That's not who you are. I mean, they could say that is personality, but it's not who you are. It's not a truth. Who are you? Before that game existed, there was this beingness, this pure awareness. So the way back to yourself, the way back for Tarzan to himself, is he wants to hold on to the personal consciousness, the feeling of I am, before it goes into I am good, I am bad, I am right, I am wrong. And this personal consciousness is like a gateless gateway to that big awareness. So you want to come back to the most simplest thing in which you can find about yourself. And that is the feeling of I am and the personal consciousness. You can never put attention on the big awareness because the big awareness cannot be looked at. It is looking. You cannot turn around and look at that which is experiencing. So you put it on the feeling of I am, the feeling of the personal consciousness. You come back to the original sense of you before it began to get all complex into wanting to be bad or wanting to be good. I am. And this is the way home. And when home is found, that will all be seen as a dream. You looking, you putting your attention anywhere, you doing anything. Because who is the one experiencing now? And you'll see the one that is experiencing now is timeless and spaceless and cannot wake up. It is awake. Only a story can wake up. Who are you? Who are you? Okay, so back to the title. I've completely forgot about the title. So you gave your power away, so that's how Tarzan gave his power away. He forgot who he was. And the way you get it back is holding on to the initial sense of being, the initial sense of I am. Before it goes, I am Tarzan, I am good, I am better than, I am stronger than, I am musclier than, I am. Okay, that is the end of the introduction. If you want to ask any questions, you can put your hand up in Zoom. You can write it in the Telegram question group, or you can write a question in the Zoom chat. If you want to join the Zoom community and join the talk in Zoom rather than on YouTube so you can ask questions, then you can find out how to do that on my website under Telegram. No, under live streaming. Then it's the Telegram community. Yeah. And yeah, we just put on the website the a retreat for next year in June. It's very early this time, in October. We just take reservations now. We won't take a deposit until maybe January or February, because it booked out last time. do it earlier this year. Yeah, and if it books out quickly again, maybe I'll do another one in October. You'll see. Yeah, so you can find that on my website under events. And just know that if you do want to come on this one, then it is on a mountain, and so you do have to have sort of good or semi-good mobility. Like there is a lot of walking involved. It's like 10 minutes from the top to the bottom of the property, up and downhill. And there's no possibility for cars or for lifts between the different venues. It's sort of spread out over a mountain. It's very beautiful, but yeah, just so people are aware of that. Okay. Yeah, so if anyone has any questions in Zoom, you can raise your hand. I don't think anyone does. Or maybe in the chat. Yeah, Connor. You can unmute yourself.
Hello.
Hey, Connor.
I'm in my bed. Hope this is not inappropriate.
Yeah, in your bed with your eye mask on.
But yeah. But yeah, absolutely. I'll get up.
No,
Have
it's
some
okay.
decorum.
You can lay in bed. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really have a question, but nobody had their hand up, so I just thought I'd say hello and say thank you for the amazing talk. I really, really enjoyed it. Um, about Tarzan. I felt some resonance with Tarzan.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I was meditating on Friday evening, and I've never had this before actually, where I felt like very claustrophobic. It felt like I was trapped in the body, and I've never had that before. And it's like I feel like the sense of like beingness is so expansive, and like when I look at the sky or the clouds, like it's just so like it's so orgasmic, you know? And then I don't know what happened, but I just closed my eyes and then suddenly I just felt like
Mm.
this claustrophobia.
I think that's a really, I mean, not normal response, but I think that that feeling, when awakening happens, and then that feeling when there is identification with the body again, of, yeah, of feeling very strongly those limitations. And that is a very
Mm,
uncomfortable thing. In the end, all of these experiences, though, just have to be held. So it's like claustrophobia comes up, and it's like not allowing it to be the monster under the bed in any way.
mm,
It's like really feeling it. Like when you really go into the feelings, any feelings, including claustrophobia, it's not good or bad, it's just sensation in the end. So it's allowing these different things, which in a way maybe come to frighten you, because that's to get you back into the body and to identify. It's it's just allowing them to appear and disappear without any meaning.
Mm.
You know that nothing can take the self away. And that's what it's doing a bit in a way, the mind. It's not doing it as some sort of evil entity, but it's this person is always, selling itself. It's always freedom isn't time, freedom isn't me, it's something I get, it's something that's taken away from me out there. And it's such a shift in attitude. And the freedom is what you are. Claustrophobia, fear, joy, happiness, none can take or give to you. And it's really this commitment to self. That self is all that's important. Or big self or awareness, whatever we call it.
Yeah, and you're really feeling like the limitations of the body. It's like of my body, and um it's like the fear of death is, I don't know, I can't say for sure, but it feels a lot weaker because if the body goes, then it's just like returning to everything.
Yeah,
It's like, wow,
yeah.
like what is yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a really good like attitude, like to contemplate and to look at. Like we're not like it's not encouraged like suicide in this life or anything like this, but it's that like death isn't the enemy. I mean, death only exists when you believe you've been born. When you really know that you're the pure awareness that was there before birth and after death, then but the body is something that appears and disappears in you as you. And then death loses that energy, and as death loses that energy, then there is more of a preparedness to stay in self. You're not running away from the devil all the time.
Thank you, Lisa.
Yeah, thanks, Connor. Yeah, yeah, Andrew and Trista. I'm not sure if I'm saying your name correctly.
Hi, Lisa.
Hey,
Hi, I'm Trista. This
Trista.
is Andrew.
Hi, Andrew.
Hmm. I've watched your videos quite a bit over the years, but never felt pulled to satsang until recently. So now I'm feeling really pulled to your satsangs. Um, yeah, you're just very soft and approachable, and I appreciate that. Hmm. So I do have a exploration I want to explore with you. Um, so I follow someone named Lori Ladd on Instagram and have respected her sharings. And I'm gonna do my best to try to encapsulate what she said, but she said, yeah, we're all God, there's only one thing. And yet in this dream, there are demonic energies. And there also in this dream, there is an external God or some entity, a God that you can call upon. And so she's had a recent experience of that, having demonic energies come in and then call upon God and have them be taken away. And I have a lot of experience with demonic energies myself, with Lyme disease and mold for 20 years in this body and mind. But I've been on the non-dual path. So I've been pointed to more that this is all my creation in a way, and that I can take my power back, like your
Mm.
topic, by being the light, that I am the light.
Mm.
And by taking my power back and staying as the light, staying as the being, meeting all of these demonic energies again and again and again. And I've tried to call out, but it seems that it's always coming back that I'm the one that's going to do this, that's going to, as consciousness, I'm going to free myself. And I'm also creating this whole dream untanglement to show me my power, to feel the powerlessness, to come back to my power as the light. So, anyways, but I have gone back and forth, like calling out, for help. And then also coming back to like, well, what I'm calling for is myself.
Mm.
So I just want to know if you have any comments to this topic.
I think that I think it's a complicated area in to talk about quickly. It's a very like deep questions that you're asking. But there's a lot of different facets to it. So I kind of feel like it's possible to believe in everything and that none of that is against anything. Like, so to me, the ultimate truth is that what we are is this. Is this pure, we can call it awareness, but we can also call it the absolute or the no thing, the everythingness. And that's what we are always. And then everything that appears in that is the play, which is also us. But we're not contained to any one thing in that dream. So there's not anything which holds us more. We suffer when we believe that the body holds us more, that is who we are. So that to me is like the ultimate reality. And then in the world of things, like any beliefs can be taken and can be explored, dependent on the ways that you look at it. So I'm not opposed to there being different dimensions, of being spirit worlds, of there being gods or God. And I'm not opposed to all of these things. And sometimes like believing in these things and doing these rituals or these avenues can kind of help unlock a lot in us, because it could be really healing, this idea of God, that there is a God out there that you can cry and ask for help from. And I really understand what people mean by demonic energies, because there are intense energies in this dream that can come into the body. But I just wouldn't call it a demonic energy, but not because I'm opposed to that word, just because it's just not my language. But I know that I can go to certain places and there's such different vibration and energy to a different place or to different people. And I don't know what we call that. So in the dream, there can be all types of different avenues you go down, and I feel like whatever avenue you choose is perfect for you and perfect for your evolution. And if it is a God that's external to you, that could be such a beautiful healing thing, to have this God that is external to you. But the absolute freedom to me is always resting in self. And then from that place, there is this creativity. And when you rest in self, you can do, what's that called? Creation, like law of, you can manifest, yeah, when you rest in self. And yeah, that's another avenue that you can go down, is manifesting and changing reality. And but again, it's like these different variations in this dream. So I kind of feel like everybody's attraction is unique, and that's what they need to be attracted to, and that's what they need to do.
Mm-hmm. And then specifically, I think she's speaking about, what's going on in the world right now and the demonic forces that are trying to keep people asleep and these
Yeah.
kinds of agendas, darker agendas.
Does it
And
does it make you feel expansive or contracted when you listen to it?
contracted, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So like in terms of the world, like that's also the dream, isn't it?
yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
that is the dream, and it's we all have to go down our particular avenues in the dream, though. It's like this matrix, this weird. And if you have to go through, dividing the world up into this demonic energies that are happening in the world, then and then fighting them off. If your heart is really intent on freedom, that's the journey you have to do.
It's not though. It's like a backtrack actually. So it's very good. It's like a test to see where my allegiance really is, Someone that I once listened to is now no longer really resonating.
Yeah. And I think that this, what you said, like about contraction, like
Yeah.
this is a good, like, so the way that this body navigates is it moves towards this like love flow, this expansive energies. So, but you see, I see everything as perfect, because if you've got trauma in you, then when she speaks, that might resonate, because there's trauma in you that needs to be undone. There's like, so she starts speaking about these demonic energies, and I can imagine somebody's trauma body getting sparked. And
Yeah.
then it's like, if you're really intent on freedom, then you would go towards that, and then your trauma body will become very obvious. Even though you'll be putting it out there, like there's these people I've got to save, it's really yourself who've got to save.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
you're like those. I kind of see everything as perfect, but the way to navigate is to move towards that which is open, expansive, and in flow.
Yeah, and then meet the fear that it brings up if
Yeah, you meet it, but just knowing it's not true.
yeah.
It's not like avoiding it. It's just seeing it's not true.
Mm-hmm. It's like I'm well again testing myself and as this body is healing now finally. And so it's like these gremlins or demons are coming out of me.
Yeah,
And so there's still the temptation to like give my power away. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you've helped me clarify.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, pleasure. How did you
Mm.
say your name again? Trista.
Mhm.
Trista. Yeah, pleasure, Trista.
Mhm. And I'm so excited for your June retreat.
Yeah.
It's like everything in a retreat that I would want.
Yeah, I really, over the years, I've been doing it a long time now, and I've really nailed down what's important for people on retreat, and like, like body work and chanting mixed with non-duality. I feel like it's a really, really beautiful and deep mix. Like the
I
devotion, the
haven't been to
love.
one like that before, so
Yeah.
very excited.
And
Yeah.
body work.
Yeah, and kirtan and yoga and silence and satsang. It's all the good stuff that I love. Yeah. Mm.
Nice. Thanks, Trista, for your question. Thanks, Andrew.
To you.
And
I
nice
think
to meet
Andrew
you
has a
both.
question
Oh, you
too.
too?
My question's in the chat. It's very quick, really. It's just today on Sundays we try to have no devices, like no phones. So we have to be with ourselves, and it's really interesting. But I'm getting a lot of thoughts about work, and I don't want them, right? Because it's the weekend. And so today my question is, what can I do about that? I don't want to have work thoughts all day.
Yeah.
I want to enjoy.
Yeah. So, it, like in India, they have like different meditation techniques. And one of them is kirtan, which is repetition of God's name. And I feel like this is the most easiest meditation that you can do. I don't know if you've done kirtan before.
I've done transcendental meditation with the mantra. Haven't done kirtan, never heard of it.
It's kind of a similar thing. Is that you have a mantra that that you repeat, And so I'd say what's most probably happening to your body is there's a bit of stress coming up in your body as thoughts of work come in. And then it's like a loop that your body mind gets stuck into. So then it's like, then you think of it to try to sort it out, to get the stress to relax, and then it continues the thoughts. And so I would just recommend like chanting. So if it comes up, just do half an hour of doing a kirtan, doing like a repetition of God's name. You can find them on my YouTube channel, like on the playlists. Like Hare Krishna is a good one because it's quite complex, so you can't think of something else. And like, so when you find that happening, so if you're not using devices, then I know that the music might be a little bit difficult. So you might learn it and do it with a mala. Do you have music devices that you can use?
We're allowed to have devices if it's like coming to a meeting like this, or
Or music?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we have certain rules that we're allowed to have
Oh,
devices.
oh, that's really cool. Yeah, so so I would just recommend when you begin to notice it coming up, doing a half an hour chant and really giving yourself to it fully. And so when you chant, it's like somatic body work because you're changing your breathing, and then the vibration of the words is changing the vibration in your body. It's like affecting your different chakras. It's it's just you just notice it. I can't ever really explain it very well until you do it. And this is a practice that the person does. This isn't like the non-dual teaching. This is a practice the person does. But in doing that, you're settling down the stress. And as you settle down the stress, the seeking will get less. And then there is the opportunity for resting in self more, like this. It's really good, kirtan, for combating like repetitive thoughts or stressful thoughts. If you sat in meditation, it's more than likely you'd be battling the thoughts. Whereas kirtan, you can't battle it. You just gotta concentrate on what you're doing.
Right.
And then the breathing will change your body, it will change the energy in your body. It will relax the stress. It will change the flow in your body. It's the easiest meditation.
Thank you very much. I'll have a look on your YouTube. Thank you.
Yeah. And the Hare Krishna, which is called the Maha Mantra, I think is the best because it's a little complex. You go from Ram to Krishna and you have to pay attention that you don't get them muddled. It's like you really have to pay attention.
So you can't zone out. Excellent.
Yeah. And then they change the melody as well, which means you also can't zone out as well. So you have to follow.
They've thought about it. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll try that.
Nice. Yeah, thank you. And look forward to maybe seeing you in
Yeah, we'll be ready. We'll be good at chanting by then.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. Thanks. Yes, Bodhidharma. You got in earlier today, not like the first. Not like the last person. How's it going there? I'm interested.
How it's going?
Yeah. How long have you been there now? Like a month?
6 weeks, I think.
6 weeks. And whereabouts are you?
Yeah, it's
like whereabouts are you? You're in the forest there?
Yeah, forest.
Outside of Perth?
Yeah. It's funny, because when I met you, you said that when you met fish, they were doing sword fights. And today there was this Scottish festival in the city, so we went there. And they were also telling that years ago they also had sword fights there. So it reminded me a bit of that moment. I was like, oh, it's funny.
Does he still teach sword fighting now? He doesn't.
No, that's
But he
years
did
ago.
used to, right? Yeah, he used to.
He did, yeah. I talked to some of his disciples, and they were also explaining, like they were also doing sports fights at this event like years ago. Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah, that's good.
Look at the Scottish sword fighting event that's in Perth.
Um, yeah, actually, when I went to a shed here to put something to the side, I found a lot of shields today.
Yeah.
So probably they're still from that time.
Yeah, I think I remember in his house he had like a knight, you know, with the with that special, you know, like they have this metal suit, the knights, you know, like the
Hmm. Yeah, I've seen pictures from the past years ago. Yeah. Yeah, but it's good,
Mm.
but different, completely different than your teaching style.
Yeah.
Where did you actually stay in Perth in the past?
In Mundaring.
Not that much into the suburbs.
Mundaring's like in the forest just outside the top, above Midlands. Did you ever to Midland? Midland's like a
Mm,
bit of a bigger town, bit of Perth.
yeah.
How long are you allowed to stay there? Visa wise.
As long as possible.
Here?
So it depends more on the money.
Yeah. How many people live there with him?
Mm, maybe 9 at the moment, maybe 10. And it's getting more around retreat times. before I left, I actually got a present for my brother's birthday, and it was actually your book. I actually don't remember the title. You know the title of your book?
Oh, I didn't know the title in German. Did you get it to me English or German?
English.
English. For the Love of Being. But I think it's a different title in the German book.
Yeah.
For the Love of
Well, I
Being in
got the
English.
English one.
When I see Vishwan online, though, he always looks like really stoned. You know, I don't mean stoned as in like having smoked a joint, but stoned, I mean like spiritually stoned. Even though, like, we're really opposite, maybe, I really recognize that in him.
Yeah, it depends more on the time of the day.
In the morning, he's less stoned. In the evening, he's
Yeah, in the
more.
morning he's out a lot with us, and yeah, the more the day progresses, like especially in the evening, he's more inside of himself and also more gone. Yeah. And also see it the way he teaches. It's different if you compare morning to evening.
Okay, I think I'm going to move on to someone else now. You know, Roger is in Perth. If you wanted to meet up with him.
Oh, that's lovely. But I'm busy enough here. I'm getting
One
taken
teacher is
apart
enough to
completely.
one teacher is enough to contend with.
Yeah, I cannot even take everything in here, so I think I'm good here.
Nice. Thanks, Bodhidharma.
Yeah, thank you, Lisa.
Ramana Zoomgeberka. Am I only meant to say Zoomgeberka? Not meant to say your name. It's too late. Look at this. On 5.
Noise. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So it's working again. It's a mystery. Yeah, I just wanted to say hi. I didn't prepare a question or
Are you in the Netherlands at the moment?
yeah, I just came back from the trippy trip. Yeah. Yeah.
And how was that?
Yeah, interesting. I don't know how I ended up there. I just did a breathing session with a dude that offered this. And I was like, yeah, let's try this. It's supposedly to be a bit softer than ayahuasca. I don't know if we can use these words on YouTube. Are you gonna get banned?
Don't know, maybe. Not banned, but it might be suppressed, yeah.
Um, um, and this is supposed to be a bit more soft because ayahuasca is aja. I don't know what you call it. Just throws you off the planet, really. And I was really nervous, so your message was really sweet. It really helped just to feel supported or something. And yeah, um, yeah, I don't know what to say. It was really beautiful, I think. Yeah. Yeah. I'm such a seeker. It's like I'm doing like what a yeah.
It's beautiful, though. Like, like sometimes in the spiritual scene, like the word seeker, like sometimes it's like, oh, you shouldn't seek her, it's bad. But to be a seeker of God is like the most beautiful, highest thing that we can do on this planet, to seek for God.
Mm.
And you've most probably heard me quote this book, like the 40 Rules of Love. I just
I've
love
been
this.
reading that.
Oh, God,
I
so
have this
in love
next.
with it.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And Shams, Shams is Ruma's companion or teacher. And Shams says something like, to find God, one must seek for God. However, one can never find God from seeking for God.
Mm.
It's like this constant contradiction. So it's like,
Can you say that again? I think I saw it. I read that part.
yeah,
To find God, you can never seek God. No,
no,
you can only find God if you seek God.
yeah,
But
to
yet,
find God, you have to seek for God. However, if you seek for God, you will never find God. It's
yeah.
like, he says this, I think, to the judge, when he's at the to the dervish lodge, and he says it to the judge. He's like having a bit of a feisty conversation with the judge, and then he's like, "You dervishes never make sense," or.
Yeah,
But it's like such a beautiful statement, and it's true. But you have to seek for God in order to find God, but yet you cannot find God from seeking from God. So at some point, you seek for God, but then at some point that begins to break down, and then the one that is seeking for God begins to vanish, and then there is no separation between you and God. There is nobody that could possibly seek for God. So you start off as a seeker for God, and then in the end, there is only God.
yeah. It's such a such an oscillation.
Mm.
It's I can share a question that has been looping for months. It's not, I don't know if it's really a question, but it's like I listen, and then there's this, I know this, like I've been here, or I know, and then comes in, it's just a recognition, or I don't know, a word. Like I can use remembrance, I can say recognition, and I can say I know this. And then the second, and then there comes next, maybe it's commentary, or maybe it's that says, but who? Like, but who is then? How can you know the unknown, or who is? And I'm not, and then I get stuck, because it's like as if, I don't know if this second is like a commentary to complicate it, or to get out, or to, I don't know how to.
Just
But
just then, from what I know from interacting with you and when we speak, is that I can feel that there's resonance there that happens. So I can feel that there is speaking, and then there is resonance. And what to me resonance is this energetic stillness that happens. It's like it's on the tip of your tongue, like it's coming forward. And then I don't know what happens in the next part, but I would just trust it. So there might be a battle that seems to go on, but just trust it. Like once the resonance begins to happen, it's like you've already entered the stream, and there's only one way the stream is going. Sometimes you might swim up against the stream, but eventually the stream will take you to the ocean. So the resonance is the important part. And I feel like you've got like a really good radar for that. Like you present yourself to teachers where there is resonance, and where there is that resonance, and to situations where there is that resonance. So it's this natural knowing. And then the mind comes in and says this or says that, or thinks that it knows something or doesn't know something. And that's part of a deconstruction that's happening. But just trust that resonance is moving, and like moving in the right direction. It's finding that stillness out in the dream, and then eventually there won't be looking for it out in the dream anymore. It will just be everywhere. That stillness will be everywhere.
It's funny that you I'm not sure if I heard everything, but I will listen back. But what I want to respond to is the swimming, or a lot of what you just said felt that popped up in this, how would we call it? Truffle pasta that I've just eaten. It's true.
Truffle puffle.
A truffle puffle. that it was similar, like it was such there was a you have like these visuals of swimming, and then it was going two directions, but the visual was more like just a stream and reflecting back. I don't know my I don't know how to reflecting back isn't the right words either. Like it was just making this body less fixed, or yeah, I don't know.
More fluid or something.
Yeah, really fluid, and um this was it was such an invitation, and there would also would sort of open up literally, quite literally, like you open up into it or something, and then comes a voice like making some hindrance or some problem or some commenting, and then it seemed the next it seemed like more of, but I don't know if this is all bullshit, but this is what I've experienced, or seemingly like the invitation that that voice is not like the problem, to embrace that too, to go up and out and in and go like, oh hi, and then yeah. I
Yeah,
had a
totally.
yeah.
Like just this trust, this like but let it do its dance, and none of it can affect what you are. So the dance happens, and none of it can touch you. Like absolute no rejection. As soon as you get into rejection or holding on to, then you go into time. Like time appears and space appears.
Mm. Mm. Would you say I'm just hearing what you're saying before responding. I love the, I love the word God, and I love when you say time and timelessness, and it's just uh and what I wanted to respond was, would you say that's a natural resistance to want that's what the person is drawn to go to time and to go to a problem, to, because yeah, without that being the next problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
It seems like a push and a pull,
Mm.
and sometimes it seems, but that's also commentary. It can seem I'm so far off, like um I can be so stuck in, I don't know, some interaction with other people, or I don't know, and sometimes it seems so uh, well, the longing is just very big, and the resonance seems very big, and then yeah,
Big swings, yeah.
yeah. Sometimes it's frustrating, like, come on now.
Yeah.
Uh, mm. As if you just get little glimpses and then go, "Eh."
Yeah.
Really. Mm. Mm. 'Cause, 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 I'm really grateful.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. I might be a bit more emotional because of the weekend, but
Yeah.
there was a lot of gratefulness as well. But
Yeah, that's beautiful.
yeah, like yeah, I just want to express it without getting overly. But I'm
Yeah.
really grateful how, for this and how you what role you played and or how you yeah yeah. It's just very. I really appreciate the. Yeah, you're sort of straightforward and goofiness and yeah, I don't know. It's just you're like a tapas plate. It's like it's like so yeah, so willing to move from tapa to tapa. I don't know how to say. Yeah,
Yeah. If you just
yeah.
give me a moment now, like in silence, I feel like
Hmm.
there's some
Hmm.
stuff that can happen as well.
Hmm.
But a pleasure, Ramona. It's your own gratitude, and it's always really beautiful to see. Like it's your own. But I really appreciate hearing that.
Mm. Someone else came in and now I don't see you anymore.
Mm.
Oh, yeah, now you're back.
I'll set to speak and then I'm back. Did you lose me again? Yeah, thanks, Ramona. Yeah, just be gentle with yourself today. There's a lot for your body. Yeah, just rest well.
Thank
It's a
you,
lot.
Lisa.
Pleasure. Yeah, William, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah. Hi.
Hey, William.
Hi. Thank you so much for this, Lisa. As
My
usual.
pleasure.
It's very nice. So I'm sorry. I'm going to begin with, as usual, I have to say sorry that English is not my first language.
Oh, no
So
problem. I always feel like you do amazingly.
it's always, though, subjectively speaking, a struggle for me.
Yeah.
Actually, with a language.
Yeah, no, it's hard switching from one language to another.
It can be.
That's,
It can
yeah.
be. Yeah. So yeah, I have actually been sitting the whole day, so I hope I can function. Yeah, there's someone who has forgot their mic on, I think.
Okay. Hang on, I'll just go.
I mean, yeah,
Hang on, just give me a moment and I'll switch them off.
yeah, thank you.
There you go.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I live next to this Zen monastery, so I tend to kind of like meditate here every now and then. And it's like I wanted to ask you about that. Because it's like because I actually asked you last satsang, about this tendency where one can feel others' emotions. Because I'm working as a therapist, so I tend to work with people who has a lot of stuff going on with them when I'm speaking with them, and how this tendency, of course, kind of like opens up when our, I guess, defenses or the self structure becomes more and more loose, uh, soft. Is probably the right word. But I also experienced that it's also kind of like more intimate with my own, stored karma from past lives or past, whatever you want to believe in, past experiences in my subconscious as well. So I kind of like having this experience where um, what do you call it? Stuff surface. Things surface up to the surface. So, and I feel that, of course, more um, intimate as well. And I can feel my body kind of like reacting in sometimes. And yeah, so it's it's so I guess so my experience is kind of like that everything is more direct, and not only other stuff but also myself. Of course, there is no duality there, of course. But I don't know, it's um do you think that, because I know that you usually speak about that somatic work might be a gateway to kind of like work with that more effectively? Yeah.
Have you ever done TRE before?
Oh, yeah, no, but I know about it. It reminds me about this Kundalini shakings,
Yeah, I mean,
actually.
yeah, they're all so similar. Like when you actually just go back to like the Indian culture, they have everything in it. And then we kind of like come in the West and rephrased it. I think TRE is like really great, but yeah, it's in there in the Indian traditions. But yeah, I feel like this would be really beneficial to you. I feel like I don't know if this is true. I just am doing this like non-verbally.
Yeah, of
My
course.
resonance would be, and I don't know if this is true. So you have to discover for
No,
yourself. And like I don't want to be like this is what you are or the way you are.
of course, of
Is that
course.
I would say that there's some form of trauma maybe getting activated by people. Like by other people's stuff. And if you learn a way to let that on the body, it might not even be trauma in you, it might be their trauma, who knows. But if you learn to like let it out in the body quickly and in the moment, it might be beneficial for you.
Yeah, but I feel like that karma is kind of like entangled with them as well. So it feels
Yeah.
like it's kind of, do you understand what I mean? It's kind of like what do you call it? Coexisting or cooperating. It's kind of like
Yeah.
it is entangled with their karma. It's kind of like simultaneously working together.
Totally, it is. That's how we are with people. Is there's no
Yeah.
separate individual. There's one energy that like these two apparent separate people to come together, and then they make a third person. And I feel like if you came with the ability to process trauma really quickly, it might be you might find this quite different experience for both you and the person that you work with. This is just intuitive, but TRE, TRE, you might
TRE,
find
yeah.
that's that's
release.
the one. Yeah. Like somatic work it's somatic work, but all somatic work I love and I'm a massive fan of. But for you particularly, you might find that, and once you get good at it, if you start practicing it every other day, you can just do it in the moment. You can evoke it in the moment. So when you're speaking with them, or when it happens, or if you go to the bathroom, you can just do a quick shake.
Yeah, I actually have kind of like this capacity to kind of like intensify my presence from all the practice I've done, from my meditation practice, because I've done quite a lot. I was like a monk for a couple of years. So I have this kind of like ability sometimes, whenever it wants, to become more present. And then I can feel how I can release tensions or stuff or energy, whatever you want to call it, like both for me and other. And that kind of like happens simultaneously. Continuously when I'm working in sessions, and that's kind of like my secret trick.
Yeah.
And that comes from just presence. Like you're doing here with us, which I'm very grateful for. But it's like, yeah, it's still I can like sense that because I have kind of like went to another layer or level, I can feel like I get more intimate with some karma that is still not processed, that is related to the self, that has not been fully dissolved, of course. So it feels like there are some entanglements left karma-wise in relationship to this self-structure that exists in this body,
Yeah. I
And
would say it could be that it's a trauma response.
yeah, it feels like that. Exactly. Almost like a PTSD thing.
Yeah.
So it's very, yeah. I won't say interesting, but I don't want to include the mind too much.
Yeah. I think things like TRE or somatic work is amazing for this, and also very quick to start working.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess things happen in their own time. Like when one is ready to go further down the road, it's just, it feels like like we're traditionally referring to, like you're just peeling layer after layer in this
Yeah.
sort of a process of discovering who you truly are.
Yeah. And it's all happening for you, not because of you. We think that we're driving this unraveling, but it really is. As soon as so my first teacher, Sangharakshita, he was a Buddhist teacher, one of my first teachers, he used to say, as soon as you enter the stream, there is no ability but to carry on peeling away, like you're going to be peeled. And the stream is the awakening part, and the awakening part is like when you start resonating with this, and it's a resonance in the body, and then it's like the body is attracted towards that. So and this is I'm not sure when it started happening for you, and it could have been in previous lifetimes, but it's a form of awakening where you begin to recognize beingness in the apparent external. So it could be in a piece of music, it could be in something someone says. Like the first time I heard you've got to be in the moment, there was like such resonance with that. And then the first time I heard a non-dual speaker, there was such resonance and music and anything like that talked about this moment. Like when I did drama, like a lot of it was you've got to be present on stage, and it just like felt so true. As soon as that's awoken in someone, and amazingly it's not awoken in everybody, you kind of think when it's awoken in you, you kind of think everyone has that. Then it's like it's got its own GPS. You know, that energy is like magnets. It's impossible but to carry on going towards that, like a moth towards flame. And then we feel like we're doing, okay, now I'm going to do this somatic work, or now I'm going to go and live in a Zen monastery. But it's so beyond you. It's so beyond any thoughts or interpretation or imagination.
Yeah, but that's
It
also
really is.
like you come to that recognition after a while as well. You initially starting with a self, and then slowly you're starting to discover that there, of course, as non-duality also speak about that there wasn't anyone who actually started practice, and there wasn't like you were always in a stream in one sense, right?
Always, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like I also feel like we're also waking up together. It's not like a separate individual. It's like I feel as well when I'm doing my work, like you are doing here as well. It's like we are doing this together. We're waking up together in this, wheel of this waking up process or this game. It's so strange.
Yeah. I mean, in the Course in Miracles, that like that's what they say, like the whole world has to wake up. When the whole world is woken up, then it disappears. Like
Yeah, and then
it's
it begins all over again, and there's no reason to not to play, I guess, maybe. I don't know, but that's not uh, that's not up to me to say. But that's my intuition about it. I mean, everything is just as it is,
mm,
and I don't know if there's any goal with anything really
mm,
in the end. And still, at the same time, there is a process, of course.
yeah, yeah.
Did you also find that you became uh, sort of like more functional from whatever that means. I mean, from um, to relate from emptiness in a way that did you slowly discover that you could into I don't know what to call it, but that you became more functional in the process of um, to function from the place of non-place, so to speak. Did you find that as well, like in your journey, that you started to become more and more? I know it's always a process, of course, but did you became more functional from that place? Do you understand what I mean?
Mm,
Like we tend to say, like emptiness is form, or form is emptiness.
mm,
That it's that's what the Zen tradition sort of like talks about.
mm.
Uh, that's yeah, I don't know. You know what I mean, though?
I just have to follow the silence, and the
Yeah.
silence has just gone silent.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
yeah. Thanks, William.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you so much.
Okay, so I have one question that says, I talked to a spiritually awake person in January and she told me to stop meditating and just suffer my way into being awake. I wanted to take her advice, but now I'm meditating even more. Love your talks. Yeah, Larry. I mean, that's what's happened. Best laid plans, eh? Like, okay, this awake person, I'm gonna follow. Oh, no, I'm meditating all the time now. You're not driving the dream bus. Yeah, and don't take anything that anybody says as a belief system, you know. So don't get that into your head. Or anything you read. Tony Parsons used to say this, I love this. He used to say, if you leave believing or taking on anything I say, then you've completely misunderstood what is happening here. And I loved that. Okay, I think there was one more question in here. Lisa Cairns questions. No, that's it. Okay. That is all. Yeah, nice. So I just say goodbye to everybody on YouTube, and then I'll come back into Zoom and yeah, just acknowledge anyone that's still in the room. Sometimes there's mass leaving at this point. They're like, oh no, she's gonna stare at me with those eyes. Yeah, so that's completely okay if you want to leave, or maybe you have to leave. Yeah, and it's really lovely if in the Zoom you have your video on so I can see you. Yeah. And to those in YouTube, if you want to join these the Zoom group, then you can find out how to do that on my website. Where is YouTube? There you are. Yeah, and to those on YouTube, I really, really wish you everything. Yeah, not one or two or three things, but every God bless thing. Yeah. Thank you.